Campbell's comments, catching up with Uncle John. I sometimes disown you, John, don't I? Don't I? But you can be me uncle now after, I'd imagine, what was a ripping thrill to race 2 tonight of harness racing at Melton, mate.
Yeah, well, you'd have to say that you and I are growing closer together just a little bit. We agree on some things. Yeah, look, it was exciting. I know it was a shortish race, but there was a lot of build-up as to what half a dozen of those seasoned horses could probably do, and whether Box of Chocolates was ready for that. And then when she won quite well and the time came up, it was exciting.
Absolutely. We're talking about Box of Chocolates, a Union Guy mare out of a Union Guy. Yeah, she is a filly, and she's also out of a mare called Hallenbach, who we have got a good association with. We have for a long time. Kay raced Union Alley with us over the journey, and we had a lot of fun with the Girls Unite Syndicate. And this filly is bred along the exact same lines, so promoting the way people breed and the likes. And more than happy to put my hand up, John, and say that I was offered this filly as a yearling, and I definitely said no and I have no issues there at all. But she's got a bit of a story to tell, this filly, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. The thing that you can hang your hat on a little bit is that out of the 5 people who were offered the filly, you were the first.
So I'm the first goose. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't say that, because the Union Guy over Albert mare, there's quite a handful of mainly fillies that it's worked well.
It has indeed, including Ian Stanley's horse, whose name Blue Collar Tiger Pie. And also the Stevenses had a couple over there as well. It is a proven cross that definitely worked, and if you've got a filly, you've got a lot of fire. But it was a great little filly. Kent Harpley is the lucky man. He was number 6 by the sounds of things, and he decided to take her on. He's done a great job with her, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he has, and the handful of good people that I talked to about her, they were people who'd had success with Union Guys, and Kent had success with 1 or 2, so there was a little bit of method there, and he's... Well, he must have liked her early on, even though he kept saying, she's got a little bit to learn yet. But he has done a good job with her.
He has indeed, and he's taken his time with her. He scratched her from Bendigo one night. Unfortunately, it was a very inclement night, and she kicked over a rail and didn't hurt herself, but he opted to look after her and protect her.
Yes, well, she had the hind leg up in the air that day of the race, because... she may have learnt from it, because it hurt her, so she mightn't do that again. But she bruised a bone, so she had a couple of weeks off, and she seems as good as gold.
Can I just get you to move your camera one way or the other? No, that's better. That's even better. Don't even worry about your camera. That's even better. And he has done a great job. You've done a couple of little things. You've beaten me on 2 things, John. Like, so you enjoy beating me. I've got no doubt about this. So I'm happy to put it out there in common knowledge. We had a mare for Jeff and Lorraine Barnes, and Jeff and Lorraine will be working their backsides off at the minute. Probably don't even know you've won a race, and they'd be extremely happy for you as well. But and her mare, she was a Liz Mara mare. Her name's just left me again. I can't think of her name. I know her race stable name was Popcorn. Miss Dreamin. Miss Dreamin was her race name. Now, she equalled a record to winning her MO in her 7th start. It wasn't her 7th win. It was her 7th start. She'd won 5, I think, on the night that she won it. And it turned out that was the equal record for paces. There was a trotter that I think won an MO, the old-fashioned MO, at its 3rd race start, which was pretty impressive to say the least. To win an old-fashioned MO with a highly strung filly that's a 5-year-old and hardly raced, it hasn't been done, to my knowledge, in Victoria. I'm happy to put it out there, because everyone backed up that we were equal first with that mare of ours. That's a pretty good feat for what is a highly strung handful of a filly, isn't it?
My word, and that was the interesting part of the final lead up to the race too. Some of the tipsters were picking one or two, and then the punters started to have a bit of say in the last half hour. It was an interesting field, so I wasn't very confident about winning it in the end. And Kent wasn't happy with the draw, but the substitute came out, so that helped a touch. But anyway, Greg Sugars has shown he's got the silver hands like Chris Elford.
He has, and unfortunately, Chris got off. Chris has done a great job looking after her, and he got off to drive, which is what Chris does. He's very loyal, and he drives for the Barkers. He actually drove a Union guy to win last night for him, so he hasn't totally left the Campbell's stud down. That's for sure.
No, well, the Union guy that won last night, we sold the Barkers two Union guys, and Kelvin said one's no good and the other's handy.
And he went very good last night, so that was a good effort. The other thing you want to hang your hat on, and rightfully so, that you've beaten Belittled's time as well. Have a look at the grin. No wonder I don't call you my uncle when I don't need something from you. 151.5, and appeared to have done it on her ear, mate.
Yes, well, to the second quarter, she just got that touch of a breather. She ran it in 29 and got motoring again up the back straight, and that meant the others all had a bit of work to do. So it was, look, it's all very encouraging.
Kay just snuck in the back there. I'm tipping Kay was jumping and carrying on in the house. COVID-19, you can't be there, so that's, I mean, you've got a mare that's won 6 races. You haven't been able to get to the racetrack, and but I would imagine it's still just as exciting.
It certainly is. We've got used to not being able to go. So, we line up here and, we stand up in front of the TV, and then when a couple of calls come in and she crosses the line and Kay's getting a little bit excited, I'm saying, shush, I want to hear the time. There's a little bit of activity here.
Absolutely, and so there should. But that's what racing's about. It's about having fun and enjoying it. And if you can't be there, well, you might as well shit stirring your nephew over the phone, mightn't you?
Yeah, well, I reckon I'm being very gentle on you, really.
John Campbell, I hope everyone's enjoyed this. I think well done, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people out there that would be saying well done. I'm just curious on actually one thing. I will point out one little thing. There's no mention of Kay in the ownership.
No, well, a little bit hard to explain, but Kay's filly, who's a mate of Box of Chocolates, she's the last foal out of a lovely mare of ours, Hearts of Thumping, and Kay's named her Hearts Last. And yes, she's just going to start on the same sort of trip, hopefully, as Box of Chocolate.
Just need you to lift your camera up a little bit because we're seeing all your nose hairs and none of your head. Oh, look at that, the lap it up. I will say you talk about your first, but Kay actually owned her horse with us, Union Alley. That was her first actual winner as an owner. So I've got you on that one, and you can never beat me on that.
Oh no, my word, Kay. I think that's the first. Well, she ever had a interest in the ownership, and those 12 ladies and the female trainer and the female driver, they had a ball, didn't they?
Absolutely, and that's what harness race is about, and that's why I'm glad to have rung you tonight, mate, and had a quick interview. It's a great night of race, and I'll let you go, let you get back to it, mate. But well done to you, well done to Kay, well done to Kent Harpley as well. Could you imagine me trying to do one of these interviews with Kent?
Oh well, it'll be a shorter interview.
It will indeed. Shelley will show him it. There's no problems there. Shelley will show him it, and he'll be thinking, I haven't got to mention. But I think well done to him. He only trains a small team of horses. He does a great job. They've got a tribe of kids. He breaks in a lot of horses for people. He doesn't race an over amount of horses either, and he does a terrific job with the numbers that he gets.
Yeah, he does, and he's broken in an awful lot of good horses, and he's pre-trained a lot of good horses for good trainers. He mightn't mention it to you, but he's aiming to be a little bit of a more of a boutique stable, whatever that means.
It's a box of chocolates.
Yes, perhaps not have so many horses, but he likes good owners. So I'm behaving myself.
I was going to say, how did you get in there? I wasn't sure how that happened. We better be careful though. We've got to mention one other thing. Greg Sugars. I did it myself. Greg Sugars, we can't forget him because he did a great drive and he came off the bench. And he does a lot of driving for Kent over the years as well. But he handled it beautifully and he was very humble in his speech afterwards for Robbie Orber, wasn't he?
My word, he was. And, we've had some enjoyment back in the periods where you can go to the races with you having him as the driver on a couple of hours too. So he's lovely. He's got that great smile and he can do the job.
He actually won on Union Alley as well. Hasn't she got some airtime? And just quality. She's got a little filly by Vincent. We'll give Alabar a bit of a plug. It's a rip and foal. But breeding season, it's busy, but the racing season's busy. And John Campbell and Kay can hear me in the background. Well done to you guys. And congratulations on Box of Chocolates. And let's hope this ride continues. It could be the next Black Caviar of harness racing. The dream is still alive, John.
Yeah, well, I'm not too much into dreaming, but anyhow, we're very happy with tonight.
Very good. John Campbell, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. You're helping the team effort.
Don't forget to go to campbellscomments.com to see all my interviews too, if anyone wants to go there. I've got to start promoting myself a little bit better, apparently, John. So the rumour is I don't promote myself enough. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, we'll go with this. And thank you very much, mate.
No, that's fine. Thanks for the call.